Okay, guys, have a guess what we're talking about. What am I always talking about these days? No, I'm not talking about me trying to get to the quarry. I'm talking about that petition for the English, Welsh and Scots to be recognised as being indigenous to the British Isles. Anyhow, I've got to talk as well about Vindicator Strikes Back. Before I go any further, I want to make it quite clear. Vindicator is like a brother to me. He's not just an ally, he is a brother. Yeah, I totally respect the man. I like him. And I suppose if we were to live near each other, we'd even be friends. Yeah, total respect for the man. But even friends can have differences of opinion, just as families can. And friends in the nationalist cause can have differences of opinion as well. It doesn't make them enemies. We're still allies, we're still brothers, we still want the same thing. We just have a different opinion on the issue of this petition. Vindicator's position is he doesn't think they'll do any good. And my position is, of course, the opposite. Anyhow, I'll play what Vindicator says in full. I know he won't mind me playing it. So here we go. Let's listen to what Vindicator says, and then I'll counter his arguments.
Hey everybody, how you all doing? So I'm going to cover this because I've been asked this question a couple of times over the last couple of days. Apparently Green ROTGA has made some videos about a petition, and people have been asking me why I haven't promoted this certain petition. Well, the answer to that is I have, in a live stream several weeks ago. The trouble is, right, and I've said this from the very beginning, my own personal beliefs on petitions are irrelevant. I don't believe they work. I think we're way past petitions in the way the country is right now. But having said that, I understand there are people out there that don't share my opinion on petitions and might be interested in taking a look at this certain petition that Green Arrow was promoting. So I did cover it in a live stream, but I got the same response that I normally get, and it's similar to my response. It is that petitions do nothing. Why are you showing us this petition? It does nothing. It's a similar response that I got when me and myself and Tom 00 News were trying to push the strike at the beginning of the year. People weren't interested in it. They're not interested in it. They feel the country has gone so far that these things simply will not work. And so I stopped mentioning it. I stopped promoting it. Yeah, I don't mention petitions on my live streams anymore because pretty much my audience thinks they don't do anything. Yeah, which is to be honest with it, is my position as well. I did put it out there. I even dropped it in the chat for people to go and sign if they wished to do so. But yes, I did cover it. But my position on petitions right now is they don't work. And so I haven't promoted it since because I got my response. People don't want to know about it. And I'm not going to do a video dedicated on something that people just aren't interested in. So yeah, I have covered it a few weeks ago in a live stream, and people just weren't interested. And you know, you kind of understand why. You know, people don't think protesting works, so that they're hardly going to be interested in a petition. My stance on petitions is that a petition is using the system to try and fix the broken system. It doesn't work. You can hand in a petition to these people. These people don't care about what you think. They will just dump it in the bin and say, yep, well done, you got a petition. That's it, that's the end of. Unless you can get a politician to get a hold of the idea behind that petition, it's got no hope. And even then, it doesn't really have much of an effect. That's just my opinion on it. You may have differing opinions on whether petitions work or not, but I'm kind of with the majority of people on my channel that think, well, way past petitions and to some extent protesting now, they just don't work. So that's my opinion on that. I hope that clears things up. This is Vindicator, signing off.
That was great. He made his case well, I thought. Now I'm going to counter his argument. First thing, I supported Vindicator 100% on his call for strike action. I thought that was a brilliant idea, but he was right. You can't get the people behind it. We saw how many people turned out for the protest against King Charles. Where were all the Christians for those protests? They wouldn't turn out. However, petitions are a little bit different. Oh, one other thing, I do agree with Vindicator. I think we're way beyond voting ourselves out of this mess. I think there's real bad times coming, and I'm glad there's people like Vindicator out there I can stand alongside. But now, I'm going to put my case as to why I think petitions do work and why they're still useful to use as a weapon. Oh, incidentally, we must have a different set of viewers, because it seems to be the overwhelming consensus on the Green Arrow channel is that petitions are useful. Right, so first, excuse me, oh, bear with me. Right, why petitions matter. Yeah, get that out of the way there. Get that out of the way there. Why petitions matter. 1. They measure public support. They show how many people back one clear demand. 2. It puts the issue on the record, forces an official response and sometimes a debate. A debate will become important, as you see at the end. 3. Can trigger more than a debate, can lead to questions, evidence sessions and further scrutiny. 4. Create publicity and political pressure, gives campaigners and journalists a strong public figure to cite. Yeah. They can turn around and say, reference the petition on this, reference the petition on that when they're questioning politicians. 5. Identify and connect supporters, turn scattered concerns into visible campaign. People can see that others care about the same things that they do. Got a disclaimer at the bottom. A petition is not a magic wand, but it is not a waste of time. Right. Now, have petitions changed anything? Yes, here's some examples. Petitions that made a difference. The sugar tax helped build support for the soft drinks industry levy. I remember that one. 2. High heels at work helped challenge discriminatory workplace dress codes. Yeah. Just thinking about the bank. 3. Orgambi added pressure for NHS access to the cystic fibrosis drug. 4. Free prescriptions for over 60s. Help defend free prescriptions for older people. 5. Dangerous driving sentences. Help push for tougher sentencing. 6. Pet Abduction Act. Help make the theft of cats and dogs a specific offence. All these were a result of petitions that reached the threshold to be debated in Parliament and eventually wound up in getting the law changed. Now, I've got one more to show you, and this is where I think I'm going to knock the ball out of the park, and it's this one here. I'm talking about the petition which Rupert Lowe organised, which gained over 250,000 signatures. I think it was 370,000, wasn't it? Something like that. On it's an immigration document, yeah, to be debated in Parliament, right? So, as you know, almost over 250,000 people signed that petition that was put forward by Rupert Lowe. 1. A petition forced a parliamentary debate. The immigration petition gained enough support to be debated in Parliament. Great. 2. Rupert Lowe used that debate effectively. He used the occasion to present and publicise his immigration document. Now, I watched that debate in Parliament, and his speech was nothing short of superb. But further than that, millions of people around the world watched Rupert talk about his document and what was within that document, yeah. So that was brought about because of his petition. 3. It moved the issue beyond social media. Yeah, so they gave it a formal national platform. Everyone was talking about, is still talking about that document. 4. It put the policy on the public record. The arguments were heard in Parliament rather than remaining just online. And that shows why petitions matter. A petition may not change the law overnight, but it can create real political opportunity. The petition did not solve the issue, but it has opened the door. And this is why I think petitions are so important. I do respect Vindicator's opinion on it. And I don't have a problem with the guy. I support him whenever I can, and I'm sure he supports me whenever he can. But I think Rupert's petition on the immigration document shows just why petitions can work. And this is why I keep pushing this petition document and would like it to be promoted by Restore Britain and Rupert Lowe. If Rupert Lowe was to promote this petition, then it would really take off. But if you think that the British people of the British Isles, the Welsh, English and Scots, should be recognised legally as the indigenous population of this country, then you should sign the petition. Because if you don't sign it, and if we don't get the law changed, then it means that that Nigerian is as English as you. That Syrian is as Welsh as me. And on and on and on and on and on. Okay, guys, I think that's all I got for you. You've been listening to Paul Morris, The Green Arrow. I'll leave a link to the petition in the bottom. Let's see if we can get it to 10,000, shall we? Actually, how is the petition doing? Stand by. I'm starting to get there, guys. I'm starting to get there. The petition now has 9,903 signatures. When this channel entered the fray, it was on 8,338, yeah? So we've pushed it up by 1,500 and we will push it to the 10,000 to get a response. Got to decide then whether I keep on pushing to get it to 100,000. Yeah, that's the trouble with me. I don't know when to stop, do I? You've been listening to Paul Morris, The Green Arrow, Aim High, Vote Low, Restore Britain, Follow the Bear, until we get a better leader. Only joking, he's great.